Good morning and welcome to Moopsy in the Morning for April the 3rd, 2025. And Chris was saying something?
I was saying, I forgot to mention yesterday, but if anyone is a fan of the original Dauntless, the original Dauntless that we had in the game for a couple of years now, it actually got a full remodel. So it got a
I
full
think Sav
revamp
was
of its
talking about
visuals.
that the other day. No, not Sav, Stargate Wars. Stargate Wars was talking about
Yeah,
that.
yeah, they revamped the model now. It kind of looks more up to modern SDO standard, I suppose.
Ah,
So yeah,
I don't think
that's
I have the old
happened.
one or the new one, so I'm out
I
of the
did
loop
have
on
the
that one.
I did have the tier 6 one, the first one when it came out. I was super hyped for it, but then it was kind of underwhelmed by its performance overall. So
Well, sometimes we get
uh,
ships just for the aesthetics, because I still want a Shrike, which I know is not a great ship, but you like the
well,
way
it is
it
a great
looks.
ship. No, Shrike is a really good
Okay,
ship.
I really like the way it
I know,
looks.
I know where you heard that, but it's a really fun ship. It really has a good trait. It really has good console. It's fun to fly. It's cool looking. It's good in battle. I don't know why would anyone say it's not a good
Oh,
ship.
okay. Well, so I'll stop believing in people. Because they lie. They
Yeah,
lie.
they absolutely lied to you in that one.
They do.
Excuse me. Gotta have some still
No
leftover thingy from that
worries.
infection, sorry.
Just running some quick housekeeping stuff here. So, yesterday was the second anniversary of my husband passing, and my son came over, and we did things my husband would have loved, like made homemade pizza, which was delicious. Since you mentioned you did pizza last night. Mine was good. And then, in honor
Well,
of
it was
Val
good,
Kilmer
but
passing, we also watched Top Secret.
oh right. Well, the pizza was fine, although I don't know. Maybe the salami wasn't very fresh. I don't know. Maybe that was it.
I
But
I've
it
gotten
caused me a real awful stomachache this morning. So.
yeah, I got the sausage from the local butcher, and
No, it was a homemade
oh yeah,
thingy.
yeah, Natalia Val Kilmer passed away yesterday. Or no, he passed away on April 1st. On April 1st.
Yeah.
So we were doing our Val Kilmer retrospective. Oh my God, he was so young in that
Remembrance
movie.
Day.
Go watch Top Secret. That man is young.
That man is young. Nice.
But we got done
Yeah.
with that, and we're chomping away on pizza and going through boxes of old pictures. And we just happened to leave the TV on, and what comes on? Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Oh
It,
my God,
it was
such a
perfect.
perfect thing to
Yeah, it
watch.
was just perfect.
Yep.
It was an excellent evening of things my husband would have loved.
Yeah.
And the best part is we actually got three boxes, huge boxes of pictures that we went through. And I'd hand a picture to my son going, "Who is this?" And he goes, "I don't know." And I'm like, "I don't know either. It doesn't look like anybody in my family." Out it goes. There's no dates, no names, no clue who these people are.
Oh, yeah, those pictures are the worst. I still have an album because when I moved out to from my parents, it was to an apartment after my grandmother that I've inherited. I mean, technically my dad inherited it, but he immediately like sold it off to me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and some of the leftover stuff in there was an album with photos that my grandma has actually held over the years. Some of the pictures are very random from her youth. I have no context of knowing. She might have said at one point somewhere in the past who these people were and where was it, but there was nothing signed in the back, so
Yeah.
it was a mystery to me.
Well,
But it was an interesting thing to like go through that kind of stuff and like
I
think
still
about.
probably have 2 or 3 thousand pictures out of all these boxes that we decided were keepers, but I don't want to have
All right.
that many catalogs and you know boxes of pictures I don't know. So I have a scanner, and I'm going to spend some time over the next couple of weeks scanning pictures. So we've got a
Hmm.
permanent record. I'll keep them on a flash drive. My son can have a copy. I've got a copy. And then when we pass away and nobody has a clue who these people are, they can just throw away the flash drive instead of going through, well, let's see, yesterday was like 5 hours of just looking at pictures.
Yeah.
There's somebody here who looks like Taz. Is that Taz? Nope, somebody else. It's Lacey. So let's see who's around today.
Mm.
Just us. Very quiet morning today. So yeah, so Talia, I did not do Pavo last night due to the tornadoes. I thought sitting upstairs, lightning crashing around me, window here in the room was probably not the place you want to be doing anything. And with the internet cutting in and out every few minutes,
Mm.
scary
Ah.
AF last night.
Yeah, it sounds rather.
Yeah, just
You know, it's one thing I'm glad that local climate doesn't ever go this extreme. Like I know that like the Northern American continent has these tendencies anyway because of the ocean mostly. But like I'm glad that Europe is so scattered around smaller ponds of water that they don't actually carry this much climate.
so apparently the tornado touched down in Brownsburg, which is what I thought. Took down a radio tower and hit a
Oh,
warehouse, and three people were trapped in the warehouse. Nobody hurt.
well, at least there's that.
Yeah, yeah. There's a note here from Reddit. It just says, take shelter. Just go take shelter.
Mm. Mm.
Oh, it's the Sur La Table warehouse in Brownsburg. No, I love Sur La Table. Oh, it looks like it just blew off the front half of the building, and the building itself, the interior, is virtually empty. I wonder if it was under construction or something.
Maybe.
Could be.
You never know.
I have friends who live in Brownsburg, but it looks like it just hit that one area. Yay. Hopefully everybody's okay. Don't want bad things to happen to people.
No, fingers crossed, all is good. Just some, property damage. You can always fix that.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah.
it's
And
always the
people,
people.
just person getting trapped and getting extricated is fine. So Satalia says if you had to choose tornadoes or gravity kills, after last night, Satalia, I'll take gravity kills anytime. It was me and the dogs and my usual, oh, it's just a tornado because I'm from Chicago and, you get tornado alerts all the time. We haven't had those since I moved here, so it's been basically 4 years on and off with not a single tornado siren going. It was scary.
Right.
And I have a lot of really big trees in my backyard. And if they decide they're going to come down, it's scary.
Yeah.
So the drawback to
Hmm.
putting in a basement or a storm shelter where I am is I'm right on the reservoir, which means there's a tremendous amount of groundwater.
Mm.
So I'd have to wait for it to dry out quite a bit, then dig out a storm shelter, reinforce it, figure out a way to waterproof it. And it would have to be accessible from the inside of the house because there's no way I'd be able to get the dogs out there. 6 a.m. Satalia's phone went off on Monday with a tornado warning. Yep, that was my night last night. Just kept alarming. And it's
Yeah.
cool that it alarms off your phone. Oh my gosh. But speaking of weird phone things, I've been getting phone calls from a company called Kaiser Permanente, which is an insurance company in
Doesn't
oh, it's
sound convincing.
yeah, healthcare insurance, and I think they do some drug manufacture too. And I'm getting these phone calls, and it's from them. And finally, the guy connects through, and he goes blah 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 blah. I'm like, what? He goes, "Do you speak Chinese?" No.
Why would you speak
Yeah,
Chinese?
I'm thinking, where did you get my number? It was just a weird day. I had a phone call, I think, from the family of an old acquaintance of mine who's currently in prison. And I'm thinking, this cannot possibly be good. It's either somebody in that family died or the person in prison has been injured or died or something like that. It's just like, come on, really?
God.
So Talia says Kaiser was calling about my body's extended warranty.
Oh my God.
Yeah, yeah, they were indeed. Well, shall we do a little pavo here since we need to get a little pavoing done? So Talia needs to do
Uh,
pavo.
Yeah, I mean, I could do it too. I was logged in this morning, and I don't remember. I did something, and then I logged off
I
because I didn't have any endeavors to do, and I completely forgot about the event.
jump in and
Not
join us
that
for
it
the event.
matters.
It's Space Pew Pew. We can do the event. Other than that, I've got arthropods, then Kathy on the ground, and destroy destructible torpedoes. And
Oh, you get the
eminently.
arthropods too.
Oh, well, we could go down and see if we can team up for the kills. I don't know if that works
Oh,
that
that
way.
is nice. Sorry, I'm just looking at the Dauntless in the store because I don't have. I mean, I bought it and I have it, but I'm
Is
just
it in the Z
not
store?
inclined to. Yeah, it's just a Z store. You can just go and look. Yeah, the new skin looks definitely more on point with what it looked like in the show, especially the windows. I really did hate the Voyager windows onto it. They didn't match.
The Dauntless
Well, the
Experimental
ship.
Class Science Vessel. Oh, I know this ship.
Yeah, it's experimental.
Okay.
There you go.
It's interesting though that there we go. When I clicked the image, it didn't come up. There it goes. It's
I mean,
fine.
it's Dauntless. It's. You see that this is the old skin. The old screenshots are still showing the old skin.
Okay, that would
You click
explain a
the
lot.
screenshots on the right, they will show you the old skin, but this is the current model. And the current model looks a lot better. I mean, I think it looks a lot more close to what it used to look like on the show.
So Talia, you
I
don't
mean,
need.
I did like the Voyager episode with it. Yeah, there
Yeah,
you
it
go.
was a good
This is
episode. I'm not a big Voyager person, but that particular one was good. Satalia says she doesn't need help with the Universal today.
Oh, wow.
You're a brave woman.
Okay, fine. Be
Brave
that
person.
way. See, we care.
Tackling it all by yourself. I'm going to queue us up for Pavo Space. That didn't launch right. I've noticed if I launch it off of the top line there where it's got the two
Yeah.
events, it has not been launching
Hmm.
correctly.
What? That's weird.
Yeah, I know. I think it's something with my mouse alignment. Might be off, so it's just not quite seeing it in the right spot.
That doesn't sound right.
Wee woo.
Oh, we've detected, and
Well,
I have
it's
sound coming
something
from the
happened like
wrong
that once
source.
before on my laptop, and I was chatting with the people at Cryptic about it. This is when Cryptic was Cryptic, and they were walking me through how to realign the mouse because they figured it was somewhere between the mouse and the computer, the laptop. It wasn't sensing things off. It was off by like a quarter inch on the screen.
You mean the touchpad or the traditional mouse?
Traditional mouse. I don't use a touchpad for game.
Yeah.
And they said it actually does happen. I've never seen it happen in this, but it's just happening off that top bar. So I will play
Mm.
with that. Yeah, I was going to sleep in this morning and just go, no, nope, 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 nobody, nope, nope, nope. And then I realized I'd missed everything last night, so.
I accepted the waiver a while ago. Why is it still not loading?
Probably because everybody's launching for it. It takes a few minutes.
That's weird.
Remember, people have to click it, otherwise it goes fine. It's the next person for clicky.
Right.
Oh, actually, I should look at that since I did that.
No, my baby sleeping on the bed.
There we go.
I was watching TikToks for the past hour where he was napping right next to me.
I was doing a bit of doom scrolling last night. Just,
And a killing time waiting for what's gonna happen.
well, the TV kept cutting in and out, though. It was one of my favorite movies on MST3K, which is a movie called Miami Connection. And it's about a martial arts school forms a rock band and has to deal with gangs and the enemy ninjas.
Wow,
Okay,
that is
but The thing is, though, that the man who paid for it is YKK Kim, who actually is a legit martial arts teacher and martial artist and quite well known as a teacher. And he really wanted this movie, so he put together, I'm going to bet, some of his students, so there's a lot of martial arts demos. And they clearly know their stuff. So I could enjoy it for that part, but of course all the commentators are making their snarky remarks because it is, after all, MST3K. And it kept my mind off the tornadoes. So Talia is going to Gamma.
No, I'm traditionally sitting on Alpha, because... Oh, there's no Tassie. I might actually take the Beta later.
Okay.
I really feel like it's Friday.
It does feel like it's Friday. Good morning, Ed.
Morning. How's it going?
Yeah.
Don't
Hello.
know yet. Waiting for the sun to come up and see how much damage we took last night. But the doggies
Was it
are...
loud and...
No, that's the weird thing. They always tell you that, when a tornado's approaching, it sounds like a freight train.
Yeah.
Well, there's so much
I mean,
thunder and wind that if I wouldn't have heard a freight train through all of that either.
Was it that loud last night?
No, it wasn't. It was just, the noise of wind, lots of it, noise of
Maybe
a
just-
lot of thunder.
Maybe
And then it
just
got creepy
moved
quiet.
away.
Pardon?
Maybe there's just no damage. Maybe just passed you by.
I can't imagine that we didn't get some damage from that amount of wind, even if it's just branches off the trees.
Got multiple enemy signals on sensors.
Mm.
Get ready.
Yeah, broken off branches of trees is probably the worst thing we can ever expect happening here, but...
Last year when a branch came down towards the end of the fall, it came down with enough force to punch a hole through my deck.
No, yeah, you mentioned that.
Uh,
Well, the most extreme weather that can happen here today is when Germany gets an unlimited amount of army, and that's saying something. Like, nothing happens in this continent ever.
you guys get bad flooding, don't you?
Uh,
I mean, I've been in
Flooding.
Germany during floods.
yeah, we do get, like... It's not a regular thing. It's, like, every 20 years, maybe.
Oh.
We had a severe flooding in September last year. It was very comparable to something that happened back in '97. Well, it was literally the same month that it was announced that Lady Diana died. It was July and then July, August, like a turn of this month.
I think that's when I was there. I'm trying to remember. I was back.
Yeah, those floodings were all over Europe. They hit Poland and Germany and the neighboring countries the hardest. I was barely 10 years old, and I still remember it. I remember remember it from the TV, because I live in a city that doesn't get any extreme weather. The most extreme weather is probably heat now, because the city is much more concrete based, and it's just more hotter that way. But yeah, I remember watching it from the television and the charity actions and all the charity organizations that were trying to organize people to help out people stranded in their homes.
Yeah.
Being on the roof.
I was in Germany right after some severe flooding, and my sister had come up from Switzerland for a short weekend vacation with me. And we had to cross over one of the rivers in the north, and the water was so high that it basically was coming up to the bottom of the bridge.
Yeah.
It was a lot of rain. So did you have any adventure weather last night, Ed?
Not really, no.
Oh, good. Glad to hear that. I heard a lot of things hitting the roof, so I'm curious to see what it's going to look like when I get out there today.
Why? Iris is probably a low-key version of what you really are anxious.
Say that again, Chris?
Probably more nervous than curious.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like there's rain pouring in through my roof, so I'm not too worried.
Yeah, I know. It's
Insurance companies now ask, don't require, but ask that you have your trees trimmed so that nothing is directly overhanging your roof.
good. Oh,
For this reason, and they say within the next couple of years this will probably become a standard that they will set up drones to go up and look at your roof before quoting on insurance. And if you have trees overhanging it, they won't guarantee against damage from that. Which, you know, kind of makes sense. If something blows over from a tree some distance away, that's a whole different thing. Oops, we have a satellite down. I'll go fix that satellite. Ooh. So, needless to say, the girls are not super happy at the moment. Thank you very much. It's a Taz! The return of the Taz. Good morning, Taz.
I'm building a new computer desk.
Aha.
Oh.
Computer desk
computer desk.
I thought you said your computer's going to be there on the 7th?
Yeah. I have money to spend, so now I'm just spending frivolously on extra stuff.
Come on over and visit me, Taz. There's stuff I could use.
Yeah, same here.
So, Chris, you going to take Beta?
Yeah.
Why don't you go take it before anybody goes over there and tries to steal it from you?
I'm alright.
We can activate satellites here.
I'm just waiting for the full impulse ability to come up.
I was showing my son the desk I intend to get for the computer in here because these desks are too tiny. And he's doing it's fine. I'm like, great, you got a better desk? No, nobody, no.
Well, you're not going to go for the scorpion chair?
Oh, I want the scorpion chair, but that's going to be in the other room. Nothing says I can't have two computers.
True.
Two offices, but I need a desk just because I do a lot of writing and stuff. And this one's a little too narrow. Okay, Alpha's done. Okay, everything's done. I'll stay over here. Yeah, the scorpion chair would be nice. That room is still, well, it's better, but I need to sell all these little desks, so I've got some room to put the big desks and the scorpion chair in. It does look like a D1 arthropod, though, and that would be so appropriate. Just get a little paint on it here and there. Get it to look just perfect. Well, apparently I got one destructible torpedo. Yay!
Heads up. The enemy flagships are coming to attack.
Really need to find work.
Yeah. Any luck with anything?
The interview with Best Buy, but they're still doing interviews.
Okay.
I put in the 2 applications with DECA yesterday.
Yeah. I wish you luck with that. That would be amazing.
Put one out with Wells Fargo yesterday. Just did one with McGrath Fish House.
Oh.
Much as I love my mother, she is very flaky.
So I have learned.
I might have bought too much speakers.
No. How many speakers did you buy?
6,
Well, that's not too much.
and I had 6 from before.
Oh, then you have too much.
They're too big. I can't use any of my previous speaker stands.
Oh,
Why
yeah.
did you not measure them when you bought them?
They are not oversized. They're kind of tiny, but they're like 1,000 freaking watts. So I'm just thinking maybe the quality is better.
Well, unless they're cheap, most speakers are pretty decent.
No, they were not cheap.
Then
They
they're
were
probably
like
decent. Then it just becomes a matter of what do you like for the audio profile.
$1,500, I think I paid for the set. Now, where did I put all the cables? Oh, there they are.
There is that too.
First world problems.
I hate the thought of going out and looking for new speakers, but I like a certain sound profile. I like something a little bit bassier, a little bit less treble.
One more time, you like it more?
Bass.
Well, the subwoofer wasn't small.
My subwoofer is like 14 by 14 by 14. It's not huge. It does a good job.
Oh,
No
in
doubt
that
about
case, it's gigantic.
Oh.
It takes about a square meter.
Woo! For a subwoofer?
Yeah.
Do you live in a house or an apartment?
The house is 2 apartments.
Okay. I was just thinking of your poor neighbors.
Oh, she was like, okay, I'm just gonna go and visit some friends for a week. You wanna enjoy? She was outside when I was carrying them in.
So, according to articles that are from March 31st,
Okay.
Coyote versus Acme has been purchased by Ketchup Entertainment.
I believe Chris let me know about that. Is that right, Chris?
Yep.
I am looking forward to
Well,
that movie.
Looking for a window to release probably 2026.
Be nice to have a
Something's
decent movie
buzzing
out
in
there.
the chat.
It's Taz.
So, my only problem is with them selling it,
Yeah.
they've already claimed the tax rebates.
Yeah.
Kind of sketchy and double dipping.
Yeah, that's what businesses do. So they bought it for 50 million, so they need to get 100 million out of it to break even, but 100 million is nothing. I mean, even Snow White managed to hit 100 million.
Don't understand how.
Worldwide, you go worldwide and it can do that. Though if you think about it, with the average price of a movie is like $15 US.
Yeah, I saw a TikTok complaining about that the prices of tickets for movie theaters, especially outside of there, like, is ridiculous. If it was like $7, it would have made more people go over to the cinemas.
So they sold basically 6 million tickets to get $100 million.
You know?
And how many people are in the world? 9 billion?
9 billion total, half of them probably with no movie theater or something like
So
that.
9 billion divided by...
Okay, I'm gonna send you a picture, Mom. Feel free to share it. But, well, I can actually just turn on my camera.
That would work too. It's roughly 1 in 1,000 people bought a ticket for...
Look at that fit.
Hang on a second. I don't have a video. There we go. Took a second. Wow. That's about as close as it's going to get. Nicely done.
And as the ever dust that area, jeez.
Shh, hush, hush.
No, I don't de-dust.
Well, if you don't
Okay,
de-dust, at least the dust
no
portion is going well.
I could possibly get.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing your image of the world. Let's see. So Talia says, in 2011, I was pet sitting when a tornado came half a block from the house. It dropped someone's roof in the backyard. Ugh.
Oh my god. Imagine having
That's
that.
scary.
No kidding.
At least it dropped it in the yard, not on your house. Though, I'm going to make light of this, but if it dropped the roof in the backyard, I hope you had the good sense to go out there with some striped stockings and red glittery shoes and stick them under the edge.
What?
No?
Oh, I got it.
Okay. When the house gets dropped on the Wicked Witch in Wizard of Oz, all you can see is her socks and the shoes sticking out from under the roof of the house that was dropped on her in the tornado.
So I wouldn't get that. Sorry.
Speaking of things, do we have anything going on this weekend in terms of Star Trek?
Oh, they dropped a teaser for Strange New Worlds.
Ah, yeah. By the way, we do have an R&D weekend going on this week, which is nothing particularly exciting, but it's an R&D weekend. Paramount is really scrambling over that announcement from Sky Showtime going, no, that's not official. That's not official. And Sky Showtime has pulled their comment, but I don't think they pulled it off their rotation schedule, so it still looks like it'll be towards the end of July. The dogs wet the floor. Yeah, I would have wet the floor, Satalia, if a house had dropped in my backyard or a roof had dropped in my backyard.
Wouldn't. I would have wet the floor.
Yeah, really.
And I'm not a dog.
My son was saying we had a storm on Sunday night, and for me it was just rain. But up by him they had winds too, and it ripped the siding off part of the house, which they rent. And he's like, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, you call the landlord and tell the landlord. But she's down in Florida. Still her house.
Well,
she
still
needs
her
to make
house,
that decision. Yeah. And she needs to coordinate all that. She's got a person who lives up here who can do it. But I'm like, you don't have to do anything. Just make sure your stuff is okay. If there's anything there that might have an issue, put it someplace safe. Put it in the basement. Go get a storage unit and put it away until everything's fixed. Well, what shall we do next?
I have a disruptor damage to do in space, so I'm on a ship that has a lot of disruptors.
I have absolutely nothing exciting. Just you pick what you'd like to do, and we will do that.
We have not done a guillotine for a while.
That works for me. I will queue up a guillotine
If I might
here.
point it myself.
Do we have guillotine advanced? We do. Guillotine advanced. Let's see what happens. I keep thinking it's Friday. I'm going, okay, what's the universal today? Nope, nobody, nope.
Yeah, you see, I'm confused as well.
Yeah, this day has just messed up my brain.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Trying to figure out what printer I've got. I have an Epson XP620. I needed to do some printing yesterday. Gravity kills mom's brain. Yeah, pretty much, Satellia. I had to do printing yesterday, and my printer goes, no, we're out of ink. We can't print. Just print in black and white. No. You have to go replace them all. Fine. I hate printers. Maybe I'll just buy a black and white printer. So what was that movie? Miami Connection. It's not a good movie, but if you do martial arts, it's kind of a fun movie because you can appreciate it. And the plot is incredibly stupid. And all of the people who are doing the singing and the playing of instruments clearly have some clue what music is and what rhythm is. But YKK Kim is also in it, and he's in there playing, I use that with quotation marks, um, a guitar, and it is so bad. It's just amazing. Just wonderful. Have I seen Master Ninja with Lee Van Cleef? Is that his name? Yes. If that's the one you're thinking of, I have. Yes, indeed. I think I own a copy of Master Ninja 4. Or I did at one
They
point.
didn't give me speaker cables.
Why are you screaming, Taz?
Because he wants
They
them.
didn't give me speaker cables.
Did you buy them? Did you pay for them?
They gave me 3 out of 5.
Oh.
Maybe they didn't have more.
It's a set.
Well,
The
you would
description
think.
says it's supposed to be 5. I only got 3.
Maybe someone made a mistake during the packaging process.
Yes, indeed. I have some here if you'd like them, but I usually just use speaker wire. But then, okay, I did audio sales for a long time, so even though one speaker is 10 feet away and one speaker is 4 feet away, they both have the 12 feet of speaker wire to make sure that the load is balanced left to right and all that horrible stuff that you just get your brain into doing that stuff. But I think I'm going to sell the speakers and buy some I like better. Also a new turntable. I've got so much stuff to do. And I was telling my son I really want a piano because I've found all of my old sheet music from the day, and I'm like, how the heck did I ever play this stuff? I must have been much better than I thought I was. Or than I remember I was, because I played all that. I think I'd be challenged these days to do something more complex than chopsticks. Well, this is not queuing up. Come.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's taking forever.
Yeah.
It's weird, because, we have 2 people. Getting 3
Yep.
people to press a random button shouldn't take that much time. Oh no, I didn't have a preference. We could do whatever.
Usually it's not bad, but
Try to keep
not a lot of people
Swarm.
in.
Maybe
Swarm?
Resistance of Starbase 1, just to throw something in the...
Throw in Resistance to Starbase 1. We haven't played that for a while.
I didn't do the disruptor damage. I could do that in Patrol, but I'd like to do a TFO if we can.
Well, we've got it queued up.
I have all day to run patrols. Actually, have a whole weekend to do
Yes, you do.
patrols. 4-day weekend, as a matter of fact.
Lucky you. Okay, what am I saying? I have the rest of my life weekend.
It's perfect that you still think in categories that you haven't got
Yeah,
used
no,
to it
it's
yet.
very hard to shake it's the weekend. You have to do everything on the weekend brain set. Where the reality is, it's really hard to do stuff on the weekend
You can
because
compartmentalize. You can do everything whenever you want.
the only thing is here in Indiana, a lot of stuff shuts down on Sundays. So a lot of stores aren't open. Most restaurants are. Most restaurants are closed on Mondays, which is very common. They take a day off, and Monday's a slow day. But, if you want to go shopping, you have to make sure you do it before Sunday for everything except, like, groceries.
Right.
Okay, well, let's try something. I'm going to break up the team here, Chris, and re-queue us. Because
You
every
think
now and
something
then
is wrong with the queuing?
it has done that before.
Yeah.
And I'll try that again. I'm sending you a fresh, clean invitation.
There you go.
All pretty and shiny, and I'll try queue this up again for Guillotine and Resistance of. There's Guillotine. And Resistance. What was the other one you wanted? Swarm?
Yeah, we could do a swarm or
I'll
something.
queue us up for Swarm too. Okay, now we got 3 queued. Let's see what happens.
If I cut 2 of my cables in half, I'm good.
Okay. Do they have connectors on them or just bare wire?
Yeah, why?
Okay, that's easy enough then.
Still really don't want to do that.
Well, your alternative is go back and get some more cable.
Yeah. I know, I'm just gonna cut them.
Yeah. I have a 60-foot reel here if you'd like to borrow some. You just have to come over and pick it up.
Yeah.
No? I'm still doing this one.
I'm gonna go back to bed for a bit.
Well, go back to bed, get some rest. Good luck with the job hunt. I'm sure something will come through.
I'm gonna hit the plasma bank today and apply for some jobs down at that end town.
Okay. Can you get there easily enough?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good luck with that.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Wow, nothing's queuing up fast today. No, I don't want to do that one. Not for the lithium. Or sorry,
What?
not for EC. I hated one for 50,000 EC. You have to do one of these huge Admiralty things, you know. Make it proportionate. Wow, nothing is loading. This is just amazing.
It's weird. Like, those are the ones that pop in always.
Yeah.
Well, what's funny is that whenever nothing pops, I just queue Storming the Spire, but I don't know if you would want to do that one.
Well, we can do Storming the Spire. We can also queue something as a 2-person private party.
That's right, we could do something like that. We could do Resistance in private, didn't we?
Okay. This Taz drops things.
Jesus, Taz.
Huh?
We hear thlumping
Oh,
and clumping. How much do you get for plasma? That's a good question, Satalia. There's a couple of variables involved. What did I say we're going to do? Private resistance?
Yeah, we could do private Resistance in advance.
Okay, let me... We're here.
Heck, we could even do probably the Elite Defensive Starbase 1.
Oh, why don't we start with resistance? Want to lead or advanced?
No, to be advanced.
Okay. Now we've got us queued
I'm
for...
not the strongest ship. I mean, I have a health points. It's just like it's not the most OP when it comes to firepower.
Gain some lag on that. So, Satalia, figure on average $800 a month if you do 2 donations a week for plasma, which isn't bad. I haven't done plasma in a couple of years, mostly because the place I was going, which was clean and it was safe, but during COVID they were so swamped with people trying to donate, which they needed, but they didn't have enough phlebotomists there. So
look, we
it
have
might
very
be a 2
tiny
or 3 hour wait to get in.
Teeny tiny ships in this one.
So yeah, during the height of COVID, that was about $1,200 a month.
Here they come! We're prepping for evac of non-essential personnel and civilians.
Useful.
What are you doing, Taz?
The hell are these sounds? I'm starting to get scared.
It's artisanal audio, Taz style.
I'm hurting myself.
Don't do that.
I'm not that handy with tools.
Oh, okay.
Dear Lord, this thing turns like a brick.
Yeah, that would. You could buy some mud bundles with... You could buy mud bundles with plasma money. I just have to figure out how much it's going to screw up my arms if I do plasma again because of the weightlifting. I don't want to go wrong with wall-to-wall bruised arms all the time.
I need to take a phone call. I'll be right back.
Okie dokie.
There's a break in the incoming warp
He's actually not going to
signatures.
take a call. He's going to go yell at the company for not sending enough cable.
Probably.
I don't blame him. Is Mom ripped? Mom is working on getting ripped. Thank you very much.
Long-range sensors show larger
Oh, I love the
vessels
cloaking effect on this ship. Or should I say decloaking?
Taz left us there to go take his phone call.
As expected.
So we don't hear his side of it in Norwegian, which I don't understand except for, like, moose. So Talia, my goal
Wow.
is to look like Hugh Jackman. But not quite so hairy.
evacuation ship is launching. Give them cover.
Oopsie. Let's get a little recovery going here.
Terrible.
I started back at the gym right after Deadpool and Wolverine came out. And the trainer, because you get your complimentary visit with the trainer, he's like, well, if you were in training, what would your goals be? Get out the phone, get out my picture of Hugh Jackman. That. Oh. Okay. No, not Arnold. I happen to like Arnold, but his physique is a little different. It's much more focused on muscle versus, I think Hugh
Arnold
Jackman
Schwarzenegger,
in the day.
isn't his son into acting as well?
I don't know. I didn't know he had a son.
In an hour, I will get the rest of my cables.
Yay!
So you did yell at them.
Yes.
As expected, I suppose.
So getting back to the Arnold versus Hugh Jackman in terms of body image, Arnold's more of that typical triangular image, broad shoulders, narrower hip and waist, and Hugh Jackman's more rectangular, so it's more proportionate top to bottom.
I think his son's name that's acting, his name is Patrick Schwarzenegger.
Really?
Oh, hello.
What, did you find a
Dear.
picture of him or something?
Yeah.
There's a break in the enemy formation. Get into position to prepare for the next assault. An evacuation ship is launching. Give them cover.
My sister used to be, may still be heavily
Oh,
involved in the
hello
weightlifting
there.
community in Europe.
Hello, Patrick. You got really the best out of the gene pool, haven't you?
Who?
Patrick
Patrick
Schwarzenegger?
Schwarzenegger. He's 31 at the moment.
A baby.
Huh?
A baby.
Or-
Who is
or
that?
the nine-
Arnold's son?
Yep.
One
And
of
he look-
his- He's an actor, and he actually, well, definitely a looker.
Is he dreaming?
Is he dreamy?
Yeah, dream is probably a good way to name it. Yeah.
Move all those out of my way.
Funny because like, I mean, I see a picture of him and his dad. Definitely got a softer kind of. I mean, he still has a jawline, but he doesn't have this square jawline like his dad had.
Evacuation ship is launching. Give them
So
cover.
it looks a bit softer and more don't know how to say it. Everyone has less rough facial features than his dad.
I'm
I
gonna
don't
have
know
to
if I
look
would can make a connection between the two of them as a father and son.
Is Patrick a child with his wife or one of his children without his wife? I'm trying to think of a nice way to phrase that. Because I know he's got at least one child not in his marriage.
He's the son of Arnold and Maria Shriver.
Okay. So the
I don't know
Shrivers have a
Maria.
fairly distinct facial look, so you can kind of tell that they're related to each other.
Yeah, this is his wife.
Okay.
Wife's child, yeah. Maria Shriver.
Shriver.
They divorced
Shriver.
in 2020. Shriver. They divorced in 2021, so they are no longer together, so she's like a divorcee. Interesting. No idea. But then again, I really don't care about people's lives when it comes to public figures. I don't understand why people are so overly obsessive about famous people's private lives. It's, as it says, it's a private life. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
you shouldn't
It's
be
private life.
interested in it, but
I burn up a lot of
people
those.
follow them and find out everything there is to find out about them. It's like, ugh, boring.
Hey, we did pretty good on that one for just being two of us.
Oh my goodness, what a picture!
Hang
Jesus,
on, let me go look.
holy guacamole, he's dreamy. Oh,
He's not bad looking at all, especially in his older pictures.
No.
When he was young,
He was
it's a little
younger,
too
he was
soft.
kind of but yeah, like
Yeah. Woo!
today, ooh, yeah, hello.
He's in White Lotus,
Hello.
apparently.
I've never seen that actually. Is it any
And neither
good?
have I, but I've heard good things about it. But yeah, he's definitely somebody who looks good with age.
I mean, truth be told, I think the softer features come from the mom.
Mm-hmm.
It's good when it's funny. It's good when a guy inherits more of his mom than his dad. Because when he inherits too much of the facial features of his dad, he usually goes the ugly side.
That is so funny you saying that because my brother inherited way too much from my mother, so I keep making fun of him for it.
I can see it. Not really his jaw. There's a picture of the two of them
No.
together.
Yeah, and you don't really see it, do you? It's like,
That's that picture.
doesn't look like very much father and son. It's
No.
definitely softer.
Well,
But then again, Arnold from a very young age went into bodybuilding,
Yeah.
so his physique kind of grew on that, and his son clearly didn't follow that line at all. So
no,
he's probably
that is a good-looking young man, but his eyes are a little bit more open than Arnold's. The jawline looks very similar, and the rest, you're right. I think it's probably drawing from his mom more than his dad, but it looks good.
yeah, it's a
Good-looking
good
young
combination. It's a
man.
very good mix.
It
Definitely
is.
got the genes from the right amounts in the right places. Definitely.
Joshua has redeemed a mom hydration for 5,000 cold press platinum. So thank you very much. It is today the last of the Rocket Man. Good thing I'm going to Chicago next week so I can resupply myself with coffee. So Talia, you'll have to wait a few minutes for me to finish the Rocket Man, and then I'm going to have to go down and get some more. And then I will drink that too. But I now have a container of Bud, which is, no, it's Good Buddy, not Bud, which interestingly is coffee from Grounds and Hounds, but for the first time in forever, they sell it in a can, like old school coffee. I have a package of The Dog Sleeps in My Bed, which I reserve for Sundays because it's extra caffeine. And I can't remember the third one. It might be Good Boy. No, it's Alpha Pup. Alpha Pup. All of which are dark roasts because Rocket Man is supposed to be a dark roast, and I think they put the wrong thing in it because it's a very light roast.
He's the eldest son of Arnold, so like Arnold had his younger children.
Yeah, I know they've got a couple of children. I know they have a daughter, maybe 2.
5, including Catherine,
This one.
Patrick, and Joseph.
Ooh.
Okay.
Let's see, where are we at? You up for one more, Chris, before I head off to go assess the back 40? Let's see.
And I'm just
Getting
finished
brighter.
making my thingy, getting ready to log in.
Oh, log in then. We'll wait for you.
Well, then log in and let's do one.
Really? I can wait.
Jesus. Can't stop coughing. Jesus.
Oh, stop coughing.
Well, tell that to my body. It doesn't want to listen to me.
Well, it looks like all my trees are still there. I can see a little bit. My backyard is definitely flooded, but it floods all the time. So we will see. Doesn't look like any big branches came down or anything.
Ew, that's
What?
gross. I just made the math. Arnold Schwarzenegger had his wife until 2021, but Schwarzenegger's other son is from 1997, and and they were married between 1986 and 2021. So,
Yeah.
ooh, cheater, ew.
Oh yeah, no, that's known. Yeah. I thought I read that's the reason, one of the reasons they got divorced.
Ew.
Yeah. Don't do that, people. If you're gonna fool around, separate, divorce, or agree to it. But cheating's a no-no.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I'm ignorant when it comes to like famous people private lives. The only thing I'm standing for is like the marriage of Daniel Craig and Rachel Weisz, because they've been with each other for ages and they still seem like a very freshly happy married couple.
There are
I don't know,
people like that.
They matched so perfectly. Like they're probably one of my favorite actors.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Daniel Craig probably not so much because I don't see much of as an actor, that deeply actor. I don't know. Everywhere I see him kind of the same. But I do like him. I did like him when he was still before the James Bond era. Rachel Weisz, I adore her. Whatever she does, she's just such a good actress. And she's so good. She's so pleasant to look at and listen to. Her British accent, especially when it was way back when she was younger. So good.
What was that, Taz?
I don't know. He's making sounds. I'm scared to ask.
Invite!
Invite, okay.
Do you have to do a screamy voice?
Yes, he has to do screamy voice. He wants me to hear even without the microphone. Invitation is sent. Do you have something you'd like to do, Taz? I'm totally open for it.
Anything? I just want to hear the sound of my new system now.
Ah, it's the Taz version of Artisanal. Yes, it is. What were we just talking about there? Yeah. How about Defense of Starbase 1, just to keep it with the theme? So it goes. Or let's see if we can get Guillotine, but if it doesn't come up immediately, I'll cue something else too.
No.
Could you hear anything?
Pardon?
Could you hear the music?
No,
Oh my god, amazing.
I didn't hear anything.
No, nothing here.
Okay,
That is so cool.
that's good.
I'm actually playing music at a decent volume right now, and the phone is lying right next to the speaker, and you can't hear it.
No, not even when you speak. It doesn't even bounce through. So.
This you're gonna hear.
You can't see this one, Satalia. This is invisible. Let's see what else have we got here. I'm gonna cue that one. No.
That's a no.
There we go. Defense of Starbase 1.
Oh.
Wee
That
woo.
one then. Wee woo. Taz didn't confirm.
Probably should take a day off from the gym today. Oh, ow.
Fred, are you gonna you still have an exercise when you've been removing the branches and
Listen
stuff?
up.
No, I just tried to lift my arm up over my head. I'm at that point where the day after doesn't hurt as much.
Listen up.
2 days after, it's like, oh.
Oh, that's worse.
Satalia said I missed my ship name earlier, the USS Bad Satalia. Correct. That is your name, Satalia. No more changing ship names.
Well, I'm playing the Harrow because
I did see that.
just felt like that.
Here they
You know
come.
what that means, right?
No.
It's an Egyptian pronunciation of Horus.
Oh,
Sun god Horus.
okay. I learn something new every day then.
Prepping for evac of non-essential personnel and civilians.
I'm blown away. The quality of these speakers is just insane. Worth every single penny.
Glad you're happy, Taz. Happy.
Yes,
that
we
you're
are
happy.
happy for you.
Wow.
Taz is in his happy place now.
It's like brand new speaker, man. The old speakers, they were almost 20 years old.
Ooh.
I can listen to so much at the same time. It's blowing my mind.
I still have. It was just a stereo plus subwoofer setup, which I bought years ago and it's still working. It was from Creative.
The old
Audio.
is still
work.
working. Powerful speaker system, but the clarity of these speakers,
Signatures.
it's like I'm blasting music at a tolerably.
I'm not hearing any music. I'm not hearing
You
anything from
can't
your system.
hear music. That's the most mind-blowing thing of all. And behind all this, I can hear Star Trek Online at 3% volume going pew 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 pew. Totally clear.
The music of the pew-pews.
It's like I didn't even think that was possible. And this is you can still buy it new today, but it's a 10-year-old speaker system.
Good morning, Joshua. Thank you so much for the coffee.
Hello, Joshua.
Evacuation ship is launching. Give them cover.
I don't know why, but the name Joshua sounds so sophisticated.
There you go, Joshua. You sound sophisticated. Or your name sounds sophisticated.
No, really, like whenever I hear the word Joshua, it's not Josh, it's Joshua. It kind of feels like a little bit upper class than everyone
Oh,
else.
yes, absolutely. I had... How many students do I have named Joshua? One
Who?
who's the son of a dear friend of mine, also one of my students. Both of them my students. Great kid. I'm trying to think, were there any other Joshuas I had as students? I think I had one other Joshua.
Gator is 8 fire. Please assist. Evacuation ship is launching. Give them cover.
Hey, Taz, we did ISA the other night with Graz and a couple others. And I cracked 200,000.
Nice.
I was a happy mom.
I can imagine. Just remember that build is capable of 600k, so
I will add to it as we continue to go through this. Right now I'm still kind
Yeah.
of learning how to fly it, so as I get better with
Yeah.
flying it. The only
The
reason I
only
think I
thing-
didn't do better, that any of us didn't do better, is Graz was in there with like 400,000 and things were just kind of disappearing before anything else
This
could
is Andor.
target
Our
them.
shields are taking hits, and we
Nice.
can use an escort.
It was a fun night.
The Klingons are regrouping again.
There
Get
they go.
into position to prepare for the next assault. An evacuation ship is launching. Give them cover.
Oh, that was a big explosion. I've never seen one.
Here come the Klingon battleships. Keep fighting.
Not yet, man. Requesting assistance.
The evacuation ship is launching. Give them cover.
Stop having fun, Tess. Stop enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
It's really gross.
I will deal with endeavors later today, Joshua. Do this, do
I managed to stack my shield penetration stat to
Uh-huh.
about 800, and the torpedoes hits like trucks.
Yeah,
like-
things are just kind of melting in front of you.
400. Each volley is freaking insane. They just go dead.
Roosevelt is in need of aid. Can you draw off some of those enemy ships?
No, we can't. Sorry about that, Russell.
That'll hold them all.
That was a bit faster than expected.
Yep. Well, we weren't lacking for firepower. Everybody was bringing some to the game. All right, I'm going to go out and survey the back 40 and see how much of a house I got left. If it seems to be fine so far, we'll see. Oh, no, I take that back. I see a huge limb just hanging from the tree, waiting to fall.
Well, it's just a tree branch.
Yeah,
right?
it's just a tree branch.
Please not a fragment of your house.
It looks like it's maybe at most 2 inches in diameter, so it'll come down with a crash, but I don't think it'll hurt anything. All right, everybody. On behalf of us here at Moopsy in the Morning, I plan to be on tonight. Not 100% guarantee, but assuming the house didn't fall apart completely, yeah, we'll be on tonight. Have a wonderful morning, and as we like to say around here, stay moopsome.
Moopsy! Moopsy!
Shun the non-believer! Shun!
Take care, everyone.